Grandmama, it's Thanksgiving time.
It is, y'all. Turn my light on for me. When I turn the light on, it glares off my glasses, but y'all just have to overlook that. All right, I'm back in my church cookbook, and this is the volume 1 of my Heavenly Delights. And some of y'all have said that you wanted to order them. It's according to the price, so I'm going to get in touch with Deborah, my friend, today, and see if she still has some, and if she is, how much they are, and what the shipping would be on them. So, but today we are going to make a sweet potato pie. Now, I'm making this for someone who is not sugar-free, gluten-free. So this is just a regular sweet potato pie. And I've got cooked sweet potatoes here that I baked a couple of days ago and just put them in the refrigerator. I made a sweet potato souffle on my channel, and these, I baked a bunch of sweet potatoes at one time, so I'd have these when I got ready to make a pie. And you can put them in the freezer, or you can just keep them in your fridge. And I just kept mine in my fridge because I knew I was going to be using them pretty shortly. All right, I need 1.5 cups of sweet potato, and this is a 1.5 cup measuring cup here. And I want to press it down to where I got 1.5 cups. All right. Now I'm going to use my mixer, my little portable mixer for this. All right, let me put this to the side. If y'all have never made sweet potato pies, they are so easy to make. All right, you always put a dash of sugar, a dash of salt, and that was a very small dash. All right, we've got 3/4. Now this is one pie. If you want to make 2 pies, you double the recipe. You just double everything. This is 3/4 cup of sugar right there. All right, I've got one whole stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup. I'm only going to put 1/4 cup of butter, melted butter, in this pie. But I went ahead and melted a whole 1/2 cup. All right, that's 1/4 cup of melted butter, and it calls for 2 eggs. And I'm going to crack my eggs in a separate bowl because I don't want to get any shells in my pie. And it's easier to get shells out of a bowl like this than it is out of your pie. So, all right.
What's not fun is to hear a guest crack down on a shell at the table. That is not fun.
That is not fun. Or you crack down on a little shell and wonder if there was more, or if you got it all. Now that's all right. I have in the cookbook, as you can see, I have adjusted this recipe right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I adjusted it for 2 pies, and I'm only making 1, so it calls for 1 cup of milk. Now, you can use whole milk if you want to. This is 1/2 cup of heavy cream, whipping cream, and 1/2 cup of water. And I use the whipping cream, I dilute it with water because for y'all out there that are watching your carbs, and I'm just used to doing it this way. I could have used whole milk because the carbs really don't matter in this pie. But anyway, this is 1/2 heavy cream and 1/2 water. So that's just the way I do mine. So I'm going to put 1/2 cup. This was 1 cup. All right. So I'm putting 1/2 of that, 1/2 cup of my milk. All right, now we've got vanilla flavoring, and I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring, vanilla extract, pure stuff. My granddaughter Hannah This is what she gave me for Christmas last year. She made it for me. It's even got the, she made it in 5/6 of 23. So, y'all know homemade vanilla is always better after it sits for a year or so. And that is some good vanilla. Now, this is my autumn spice blend. And it calls, this recipe calls for cinnamon, apple pie spice, and nutmeg. Well, y'all know I have my own blend. And so I'm going to put, let's see, all right, I'm going to put a 1/2 tablespoon of my autumn spice blend, because I had a girl ask me the other day if it calls for like a 4th teaspoon of the cinnamon, a 4th teaspoon of nutmeg, how much of my autumn spice blend would I use? I would add those together, and that's how much of my autumn spice blend I would use. So I would add the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the ginger, the ever what, and whatever total you come up with, then that is the amount of my autumn spice blend that I would use. Because my autumn spice blend is predominantly cinnamon. It has some allspice, nutmeg, not allspice, cloves, cinnamon, and ginger in it. So, all right, now I started this off on real low because I didn't want it splattering all over me. I'm going to beat these sweet potatoes until they're real smooth. Okay, and this is going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, we're smooth, and I want y'all to look. Those sweet potatoes did not have hardly any what I call string. Now that's what I call string right there. But some sweet potatoes are just, man, they have so many. And that's the reason I like to use my mixer, is because it will it'll pick up those strings and they'll be on your mixer and not in your pie. Okay? All right. I've got my oven set on 350. And I've just got a regular, just a bought pie crust here. Now this pie crust, I've had it in the refrigerator and it kind of cracked a little bit. So what you do is you let it soften, and then you just take your fingers, if this ever happens to you, and it does a lot with pie crust like this that you buy. And you just kind of take your cracks and push them together, and voila, you got a pie crust that doesn't have any cracks in it. All right, it's gonna make a good pie. All right, now the only difference in this pie and one that doesn't have sugar in it is your sweetener. You use whatever sweetener. If you want to make it sugar-free, you use whatever sweetener, whether it's swerve, monk fruit, stevia, allulose, erythritol. There's a lot of them out there. Splenda. There's a lot of your natural sweeteners out there. So whichever one that you use, you would use exactly the same amount of sweetener as you use sugar, as I use sugar. So that sometimes when I make a pie like this for someone else and I'm making it with sugar, someone will say, well, can you make one without using the sugar? And yes. Almost everything is 1-for-1, the natural sweeteners in your sugar. So whatever amount of sugar you would put in it, you would put your natural sweetener the same amount. Okay. All right. That is a beautiful sweet potato pie. Now it's going to cook about 40 or 45 minutes until it kind of cracks a little bit around the edges, but it's firm in the middle. So we'll see y'all back in about 40 or 45 minutes.
Is that pie ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you it is. Wow. Y'all. Look at there.
Wow, Grandma.
See, it's set in the middle. See how it's cracked a little bit? Perfectly browned crust. Now, this, y'all, this is gonna be a delight for the person I am making this for. So we're not gonna cut this.
Oh, come on, Grandma.
No. We're not gonna cut it.
She won't care if I have a piece.
I'm gonna have to deliver it tomorrow. So, all
Boy,
right,
that's
y'all.
beautiful, Rose.
Isn't that pretty? My crust did crack a little bit right there, but you know what? That's okay.
This light makes it look extra brown, doesn't it? Every time.
It does, yeah. But no, this is perfect.
This is perfect.
Yeah. All right. Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul. Make you one of these sweet potato pies for Thanksgiving. Love y'all.